Guys, Tracy Nelson back for part number 3 on stalking and still hunting. And like I said, I want to make a disclaimer again. I'm not claiming to be an expert. You know, I took a risk here of making these videos because I didn't want people to think that I thought I was an expert on this. Remember, I just hunt deer. I'm not a big trophy guy, trophy hunter, and I was kind of adding up, thinking about the number of deer I'd taken off the ground, and the best I can figure, I've taken 76 deer off the ground, stalking and still hunting using these techniques. Now that's over, you know, a 20-something year time. I've been deer hunting 30 years. I started when I was like 20 years old. Didn't know anything about it at that time. But so around 76 deer. Now most of those were rifles, a good many with muzzleloader, only one with a bow. So obviously I'm not the best stalker in the world, but I've been able, fortunate and blessed to take many off the ground. This is the way I like to hunt. Hey, if you're a stand hunter, you like to hunt out of shooting house, deer stands, more power to you. If you like to hunt trophy bucks, you know, 180 class Boone and Crockett, that's up to you. I'm just sharing with you. To me, hunting out of a stand, I'll do it if it's the only way I can hunt, but I prefer, if I can, to hunt on the ground. It's just much more exciting and challenging to me. And so that's why I wanted to do these videos, to kind of open up a whole nother world to some of you guys that maybe are tired of just sitting and watching deer, you know, from a stand, and want to do something different. Well, our verse has been Romans chapter 1, verse 20. And I keep going over and over about this because you're going to get, if you start practicing this skill, and you don't have to just practice it during deer season. It may be best to go somewhere and practice it when it's not deer season, because the deer are not as spooked at that time of the year, and it's a good time to learn. That's when I did most of my practicing years ago, is when it wasn't hunting season. All right, and then you don't have to worry about the safety issue, getting shot and all that kind of stuff too. Romans chapter 1 verse 20 says, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, His eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen," guys, "being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse." Now focus with me for a second. Men are without excuse. Men and women, anybody, nobody in the world has an excuse, all right, to say that they didn't know that there was a creator God. And because it says clearly that He has revealed Himself through the creation, through His eternal power and divine nature. In other words, we see the goodness of God in creation because of the things He gives us through the world of creation. The clean water to drink, you know, the trees, the beauty that surrounds us. God is continually pouring forth, all right, evidence that anybody in their right mind would stop and say, there is a God. There is a creator God. He's all powerful, all knowing. He's a personal, wonderful God that's full of love and grace and mercy. All right. So, and as you start learning this skill, and you're going to see stuff on the ground, and you're going to get close to wildlife, and God is going to continue to reveal Himself as you experience these things in the world of creation. All right. This next part has to do with the movement, okay? And I told you I'm not the best stalker in the world, but I'm going to show you this movement. They're still hunting and they're stalking. And so for our discussion here, still hunting will just be moving through the woods slow enough where you can spot animals before they spot you. That we'll call that still hunting, okay? That's, in other words, you've got an area that you know game is using, and so you're going to get in that area and you're going to move in such a way as you want to see those animals first in order to get in position to harvest an animal, to kill a deer or a turkey or something like that, which I'm talking about deer here because turkeys are super hard to get up on and to stalk. And I don't even recommend that because of the danger there also, so I don't even recommend that. But let's look at this movement, and I will show you about how slow you need to move and kind of go over the elements. First of all, you just want to kind of bend at the knees a little bit with your back and straight and your head up, because remember, you don't want to be looking down. You want to be looking with wide angle vision, looking all around. All right, okay, and keep this in mind: when you're moving, only move that part of your body that you have to. In other words, if I can see over here to my right, don't do your head like that. Don't move your head, just move your eyes. The only time you need to move your head is if something's over here that you can't see, and then when you move, it's going to be a slow movement. All right. If I have to reach up here and scratch my nose, it's going to be very slow, and I don't want to try to do anything out this way. All right. It's going to draw attention. It's all very slow movement. Anything you do, if I have to scratch my nose, slow. Okay. So we'll start like I've been standing next to a tree, okay? My weight is on my right foot, and I'm going to begin to move forward. All right, I keep my hands in. This is better than out here, okay? You can keep them in your pockets, keep them like this, crossed. And what I want to do is just begin to shift the weight to my left foot. All right, my weight is shifted there. And then I'm just going to get my balance. I'm going to pick that right foot up. Pick it up high. When I come down, I'm going to come down on my right, on the outside of my foot. Just let it, the edge. And I'm going to kiss the ground. I haven't put any weight on it yet. I better let y'all see that. Alright, so I'm going to go back to where I was. Put my right foot on the edge, on the outside edge, like that. Kiss the ground. No weight on it yet. And I'll roll, and I'm doing it faster, okay? Just to show you, I'm rolling to the inside, and I'm feeling for anything underneath my boot. My heel is still off the ground. Now this will work for fairly level terrain. When I'm sure that there's anything under the ball of my foot, then I put my heel down, and I feel there. I'll talk about footwear in a minute. All right, I still haven't shifted my weight. I'm feeling for anything underneath my foot, and then I begin to shift my weight slowly, and I'm moving slowly to my right leg, shifting all the weight to my right leg. All right, and when I'm sure that everything's good with my right foot, then I begin to not drag my left foot, pick it straight up, high, move it slow, come down on the outside, kiss the ground, short steps, roll to the inside, nothing's there, put my heel down, nothing there, begin to shift. Okay, now let me say, I did that a little bit quick, and how fast you do that and quick you move is going to depend on terrain, thickness of vegetation, and how far you can see and all those kind of things. But if you move at that pace I just moved at when you're still hunting, if you're in a pretty open area where you can see 75 to 100 yards or somewhere around in there, you can when you learn to see wildlife, you can see wildlife moving that slow through the woods. Now there's some other factors. Now remember, we're taking everything on these videos and put them together. Don't just watch one video and say, well, he didn't know what he's talking about. put all this information together. I'm trying to cover everything that you want to put together in preparation to go and to hunt this way. All right. This is going to change a little bit if you're on a hill, right? Like I'm in northeast Alabama, it's all hills. It's going to change. If I'm on this on a hill and I'm going downhill, I can't hit with my outside ball of my foot first. I'm going to have to hit with my heel, and I may show you that in the next video. But let's just call that right there on this video, because I showed you that movement. How long should it take between steps? Probably 30 seconds is a minimum for still hunting. Okay, and then stalking would be when you get inside of the animal and you begin to move in the animal's presence. You know it's there, and you begin to move in position. And if you're bow hunting, it gets even more crucial, because you got to move that much more slower. So you're talking probably a minute to a minute and a half or 2 minutes between steps. You got to move so slow that you can't be detected if that deer shifts around and looks at you, which can happen just at any time. Till you got to be ready to stop. You may be in this mode with your leg up, and the deer, and he turns his head and looks at you. Then you got to be able to stand there with one leg up. Okay. Well, that's that video, and I'll catch back up with the next video. God bless you.